Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Royal Limited is a solo board game, kind of card game, based in the Button Shy series, where you're kind of putting a train together and you're doing so in a certain way to try to shed your hand of the cards and to score victory points as you do so. And what you're going to find here is one of those games, I think, I played this game a lot, and I've gotten pretty decent at it. I get down to one card most of the time, but I feel like the cards need to come out in a certain way, or you need to dictate the cards to come out in a certain way, and you would do a little bit better. That might just be my, solo, but my group think, the way I'm thinking and kind of progressing through it. But I have kind of found a barrier where I can't get any better than what I'm getting, and I'm kind of stuck there. Now, the expansions that you can get with it really do shake things up and give you a little bit different of experience every time you play. But I have played this game a lot because it's quick, it's solo, it's fun. It gives you interesting decisions. The way the cards come up, it's like, hey, do I want to dictate this? Do I want to get rid of that? How am I going to want to play this? That all plays into it. So it gives you a lot of interesting decisions about how to do the card play, which ones to discard, how to get it, how to build your train. Because it's not just, this is the most efficient way. It's how the cards are kind of drawn also and how those are going to play. And there's not a lot of cards in the deck. So it really works for me. It's for a solo experience. If you're not looking to have your mind blown, but you're looking for a good solo game that plays quick, you definitely put it in your pocket and take it with you. This will be one I would recommend for you. Keeper for us, especially with the expansions. Here is Royal Limited. This is going to come like a Button Shy kind of wallet. You're going to open it up and you're going to have your cards and your rule book all set inside here. You're going to get a little card that keep track of the rounds. These train cards are going to be kind of cute. They're going to have a train on them with numbers and a color, a little power here, and then if you want to play it for a passenger, they're kind of put up like that. You're going to get a few VIPs. You'll use 2 in each game. They do have somebody on the other side of each one. So there's a pretty big, there's 5 different cards, there's 10 different VPs, and you have, I don't know how many combinations, because obviously you can't use Woodson and Yoon at the same time. So you're going to have 5 of these cards, and then you're going to have a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. So the rule book is kind of small. It's going to fold out like a map. It's going to have a picture of the components here, picture of setup, which is really nice, overview of gameplay, and it gets in on how to play the game, how to add VIPs in the game, and how to win. A little scoring chart right here. Rules probably take you 5-10 minutes if you're slower on the slower side of reading. Very good rule book. I didn't have any issues while playing. So the first thing I have is the turn thing, and this is going to be the conductor. So every time you go through a round, you're just going to turn this until there isn't any time left, and then you know the game is over. Each game, you're going to randomly choose 2 VIPs, which will be set aside. Now you're trying to get those into the train. Then you will shuffle up the deck of cards and deal yourself 5. You're going to play 4 rounds to the game. You're going to have these cards up. So a few ways you can play the cards. You can play it for the train. If you play this train, for example, I have to discard 3 cards from my hand. So I can definitely play that, but I would have to get rid of 3 cards and discard them, only leaving me with 1. If you wanted to play a card into that train, that's fine. You could do so. It has to be the same color, in this case pink, or it could be the same number. So either one of these cards would work, but I would play one of these. Let's say I played this one. This passenger would go here, and then I would do whatever power is on the card. Draw a card, then return the top of the card to the discard pile to your hand. Draw a card, so draw a card from the deck, then return the top card of the discard pile to your hand. So it gives me 2 cards. So the ones with higher numbers, which cost more to play, will give you better benefits. If you look here on some of these cards, return the top card of the discard pile to your hand. That's pretty nice, but if you get a 0-1 and it says next, it means you have to do this. If you cannot do it, then the round will end. Place a patch on the card so that the 2 cards have a total value of 3. A little trickier to do, right? So it's not as helpful. Sometimes they can be a little bit negative towards you. You're also trying to get these guys in. Each person, the VIP, said this is wild. It can go any color. The train must have an odd number of cards and at least 3. So what you're looking for is something like this, where you have 3 cars, and he has to be placed in the middle card. So if you had something set like that, you could play Mr. W. Crawford in that. This one will tell you he wants a yellow train. Train must have at least 3 cars placed in the lower value unoccupied spot. So each of these will be done. So at the end of the game, after the 4 rounds, you're going to go to the chart here and see how many cards you have left. If you have known with 0, that's the best one, Royal Conductor. It's weird that 1 and 3 aren't on here. I don't know how to deal with that. I usually get 1, to be honest. I guess it's somewhere between a Royal Conductor and a beginner. 4+, then you would lose. I think that's pretty hard to do. Otherwise, you just kind of score up. And that's a quick overview of how to play Royal Limited. Who should buy this game? Anybody looking for a very fun solo experience? I think this game will give that to you. It plays quick. You can take it anywhere if you're getting a cup of coffee, if you're waiting on a friend to show up, if you're at the airport, you just want something kind of fun, or to play on the plane itself. This will accomplish it for you. The expansions add a lot to the experience. It kind of shake up the replayability of it. This one's been a winner for me. It's not my favorite solo game, but it's definitely one I have in the rotation, and definitely one I want to keep trying to get better at, and that's a good sign for this game. Keeper for me.